Hi guys, welcome to Math Ninja Academy. This is part 2 of our video. As I have already explained, we are discussing our written test 2 memo. So we are required to do determine the general solution. We are required to determine the general solution of the following second order non-homogeneous differential equation. So we know that when you're having non-homogeneous, it means our right hand side is equals to f of t, which can be any function, can be sine, exponential, straight line, it can be anything, you understand, a polynomial of second or a polynomial of first degree. And then if you are having homogeneous, it means our right hand side is equals to what? Is equals to 0. So basically here you are given a differential equation which is non-homogeneous. Why? Because our right hand side is equals to a function. This is not important. So they say determine the general solution. This is what you need to do when you are reading a question. You need to determine what the general solution. What is the general solution? We all know that when you talk about general solution, we're just referring to y, which is equals to yp plus yc. And we know that yp represents our particular integral, whereas your yc represent what? Your complementary function. So what are you really expected in this question? You're expected to determine the general solution. So you're expected to calculate yp, and then you're expected to calculate yc, and then you're gonna sum them up, yp plus yc, which will give you your a general solution. So without wasting time, let's try to dive into the question. Let's try to solve the question. Solution. So I'm gonna erase this. So the first thing which we're going to do here, we're going to determine our characteristics equation. So basically we're going to have m squared plus 2m plus 1, which is equals to 0. One might wonder, how did we get the m squared plus 2m plus 1? dy over dx, it represents what? First, let me just say first order differential, it represents m, and then second order it represents m squared. When I say second order, the same as having d squared y over the x squared. So basically you can see over here we're having second order, we're having m squared plus 2. Our 2 are keeping it because it's a constant, and then first order we're having 1, we're having m, and then plus y. So we're taking the coefficient of y, which is what? It's 1. So that is why we're having our characteristics equation as m squared plus 2m plus 1. So from this point, you're going to determine the values of a, and then you will realize that our values m1 will be equals to m2, which will be equals to what? To minus 1. And then you'll be having what? Real repeating roots. So you're gonna go to your table for yc and look for your yc if you are having real repeating roots, and then you realize for your answer is going to be yc is equals to what? A plus bx e to the exponent minus x. Remember, if according to the table which we discussed yesterday, if you are having, let's say you are having real distinct root, your yc will be what? Will be a e to the exponent alpha x plus b e to the exponent beta x, because you are having real and distinct root. And then when you are having real repeating roots, when you are having real repeating roots, your yc is going to be equal to what? Ax plus b e to the exponent alpha x. So I just want to clarify something. If you look into the inside function here, you can see you're having a straight line. Even if you look inside here, you're having a straight line. So actually it does not matter if it's ax plus b or if it's a plus bx. At the end of the day, you should be able to know which roots, which YC you use when you're having real distinct roots, when you're having real repeating roots, or when you're having complex roots. So in our case, we're having real repeating roots. That's why our YC is a plus bx e to the exponent minus x. So for now, we can see that we have obtained our YC, which is our complementary function. So what is left now? Now we are left with only our YP. We are required to determine our YP. YP is equals to choose our YP, we are going to look at our right hand side. We're going to look at our right hand side. We can see that on our right hand side, we're having 1 over 2x plus 3. What is this? What can you say about this type? What type of function is this one? We can see that half x plus 3, it represents a straight line. So basically you are having a straight line here. It means when you choose your YP, you're going to choose based on what? Your trial solution, it should be what? It should be a straight line. So basically we can say YP is equals to what? AX plus B. Well, you are allowed to choose MX plus C because this equation is an equation of a straight line. Well, you are allowed to use that. But you need to pay attention here because already you have used M for your roots. You cannot use it again here. You understand? So already you have used M for your roots, so you cannot use M again. Well, if you want to use M, it means you're going to use capital letter M, X plus C to differentiate this M and the other M on the other side. I hope it makes sense. So in math, you can't use the same variables for which actually mean the same thing. For example, if you look here, we're having small letter A and then we're having small capital letter A here. So you can just differentiate those letters by using capital letter and small letter. If you use the same thing, they're going to penalize you. So we realize that our right hand side is a straight line, so our YP is going to be AX plus B. So the next thing which you ask yourself, what is the highest derivative? You can see that our highest derivative is 2. If our highest derivative is 2, what does this imply? This implies that we're going to differentiate our YP twice. So we're going to have Y, which is equals to A. If we differentiate A, you're going to have Y double prime, which will be equals to 0. Look, this is a straight line. You're going to differentiate this using your rules of differential. So if you differentiate AX plus B, if you differentiate this function, you're going to have what? You're going to have A, because B is going to be 0. It's going to be A plus 0. So we don't have to include 0 because 0. And then you're having A, which represents your constant, and then you're going to have 0. So this is how we obtain this first derivative and the second derivative. So from this point, you have your first derivative and your second derivative. What is the next thing which you're going to do now? You're going to write your function, which is y double prime plus 2 y prime plus y, which is equals to 1 over 2 x plus 3. Ne? So now you're going to substitute your y prime 1 and 1 and your y double prime, where you see your y prime and where you see your y double prime. So let's try this. Y prime is 0, y double prime plus 2 y double prime is what? It's A plus y. Which one is our y? This is our y. So it's ax plus b, which is equals to 1 over 2x plus 3. So let's try to simplify. We're going to have 2a plus b plus ax. If you check here, I'm grouping our constant. I'm also grouping the terms which consist of the letter x. So we're having our constant here, and then we also have ax, and then we're going to equate it to 1 over 2x plus 3. So at this point, this is very simple. On your left hand side, you're having a straight line which is ax plus 2a plus b, right? Even on your right hand side, you're having a straight line which is 1 over 2x plus 3. So we are going to compare your right hand side and your left hand side. You can see that this is the a represent the coefficient of x. Even on our right hand side, you can see that half represent the coefficient of x. What does this imply? This implies that a is equals to 1 over 2. Okay, cool. So let's go to our constant. If you go to our constant, we'll realize that 2a plus b is our constant, and 3 is also a constant. What does this imply? This implies that 2a plus b is equals to what? To your constant. But you already have the value of a as what? As half. So if you substitute the value of a as half here, it means what you're going to get your value of b as what? As 2. So now we have the value of a and b. We have the value of a and b. The value of a is half and the value of b is 2. So our yp is going to be what? Our yp is going to equals to half, remember ax, half x plus b plus this b here, and our b, it was what? It was 2 plus b, which is 2. This represent your yp, and this represent your yc. But the question said what? The question said we must determine our the question said we must determine the general solution. The question said we must determine the general solution. And I have already mentioned here that our general solution is given by yp plus yc. So basically our general solution will be 1 over 2x plus 2 plus a plus bx e to the exponent minus x. This is your final answer. So this is how you were supposed to solve this whole thing. I hope it actually makes sense. I mean, the space is congested, everything is at the same place. Please just comment below if you don't understand. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.